I was the underbidder on this. Well, technically, everybody could be the underbidder.
Right.
I could have got things started at $5,000, and the horse went for $1 million.
Right.
Was I the underbidder? No, but people like to tell those kind of stories. You were the underbidder if you maybe stopped at $950 tonight, and now you're going to say, well, maybe we dodged a bullet, or we just missed out on the horse of a lifetime.
Listen, we've seen the good stories, and we've seen the bad ones. And unfortunately, again, this is like a lottery chance, right? The breeding. I mean, the breeding lineage you've talked about. The crosses tonight should speak for themselves, but sometimes things don't pan out the way they're supposed to. Injuries happen. You've got horses are still
filly, and these fillies again. It's hard to really just know where the end is on a lot of these ones.
Yeah, you really don't know where the bottoms are for these. I mean, this is a Chapter 7 out of Swan for All mare. Winsong's Legacy also won a Hambletonian and is in the, is kind of in that lineage as well. So lots of really good pedigree in this Fly Like a Dove here as we move on to hip number 80.
Hip 80 is next. Go ahead. Who we got?
You're good. We've got Dad's Tab, the son of, look at that, Walner. Honor Thy Daughter is the Dam. Average price of $190,000 was has produced beautiful game who made $295,000 with Special Honor who made $290,000. So a really, really nice horse here in Dad's Tab. And I'm understanding, Mark, I think we might have a interview, right?
Yes, we do. And we're going to get a little bit more on hip number 70, Déjeuner, the $1 million horse, as a Patty Key, winning Key, the purchaser of Déjeuner. Heather is standing by with Patty.
I'm here with Patty Key from a Winning Key Farm, and she just got hip number 70, Déjeuner, for $1 million.
Yes.
How do you feel?
Oh, I'm successful. I'm glad I got her, yeah. I didn't expect to go that high, but, I did want her, and she'll be a part of my broodmare band someday after her three-year-old season.
So this is a Walner filly, and what did you love about her?
Confirmation. When I saw her, my jaw just dropped, and I looked at her with Noel and my farm managers, and we just scrutinized her, and I just said, I want her. I said, I'm going to have her. And Noel said, well, I don't know how much she's going to go. I said, well, I'll let you know when we get there. I said, so we're doing.
And you almost weren't sure if you got her, is that right?
Yeah. It stopped at $1 million, and I wasn't sure I was that bidder because Noel was bidding for me. And I said, okay, Noel, stop. And he goes, oh, I think you have her. I go, I do? He goes, yeah. I go, okay. And then they were asking for more, and I was like, okay, where's the, and then I'm so happy I got her. I had a sneaky feeling I was going to have to go very high for her because this is my plan towards getting my broodmare farm where I want it to be. And I want a top-line one. So, again, baby steps, but these are expensive baby steps, and I'm all for it right now.
Yeah, let's touch on that. Your late husband, Bob Key, absolutely was in love with harness racing, and it's amazing how you have kept his legacy on.
Oh, everything I do for him, in his memory. I grew up with him in this. I mean, he didn't know anything, and I knew nothing about. I rode horses, but I was never around race horses. I was always, and when I met my first one, I just fell in love with her. He took me to the back side of the paddock, and he said, you never met one. He goes, so I want you to introduce you to Keystone Easter. And that was his first one. And she was so sweet and nice, and I really enjoyed it. So we raced. We had 4 horses. We raced it with partners. And then we had some really good mares. And, he wanted to sell them, but then he said, the farms don't want to pay a lot of money for them. He said, so I'm going to keep them and breed them myself. And that's Bob, the businessman, going on and on. So he did, and the rest is history. I mean, I fell in love, I think, more with harness horses, the standardbred, when the babies came. Because I would go out in the field and I would bond with them. I'd start to imprint, and And from the time they were born till, they were yearlings and had to go, be broken to the cart or, go down to training. That's when they all became like my family. Yeah.
I love that. It's a love story that keeps going. Congratulations on getting this one. Oh, I'm so happy for
I'm
you.
excited too. I mean, it's not for faint of heart, that's for sure.
Right. Well, have a great night. I know everybody is really excited for you, and continued success with the rest of the sale.
Oh, thank you. I've got one more that's selling, so I got to get in there to see it.
Okay, all right. Well, have fun tonight.
Okay, thank you, Heather.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Heather, and good to hear from Patty Key there. You can just see the excitement on her voice. Really, what a moment there. And she talked about the fact that building up that broodmare band, I think it's awesome that she's just continuing the legacy of her late husband, Bob Key. And that's the second time in less than a year now that Patty Key has dished out $1 million at an auction. She bought Hot Mess Hanover, the dam of Jiggy Jog, last November at Harrisburg in the mix sale, gave $1 million for her. That mare was in full with I think it was a full brother to Jiggy Jog. So talk about quite the group that she's starting to build there. And whether Dejanay is a standout on the track or not, as I talked about, there's all kinds of residual value there with her as a brood mare, and that's exactly what she was thinking.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, right? The racing careers on and off of the racetrack, these are investments. And, she seemed pretty happy for somebody who just spent $1 million. So, there's a lot of risk and a lot of reward possibilities that come with these things, right? And so congratulations to Patty Key, and hopefully it all pans out. And if not, again, there's the great breeding career maybe in Dejanay's future.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the top sires so far through 73 horses. So we do get that $1 million horse into the mix. And of course, when you've got a horse selling for $1 million, Wallner is going to lead the way. But probably if you took that one out, he might still be leading the way. It's been that kind of night. As you can see the totals. He still would be leading the way. I was more talking about the
100%.
average. Just crushing, no doubt about it. But quite the night for Wallner. Those Bulldog Hanovers, you can do some quick math there on what they're averaging. So they're doing pretty well here as well. And just taking a look here. So what do we got? We've got Wallner coming into tonight at this point.
His average, I'm looking at it here, is 183,042 with 24 horses sold. So
and you kind of have to put a little bit of a cap or like a minimum on it if you want to really get a good balance of each horse's average. Because Raja 1, for example, has only sold one, and it went for $575,000. So even I know that math, 1 for 1. That's what the average is going to be. But Bulldog Hanover was the one I was looking at. From 4 to sell, averaging $231,000. So pretty healthy numbers, pretty healthy results so far. That's through 73 horses. We're on hip number 84. Let's talk about 84 and 85. Then we're going to step away for a moment. 84, this is an interesting horse. A Bulldog Hanover again, who is out of the full sister to Captain Treacherous.
Yeah, the average sale price here on She Sub Treasure, $125,000. This is a half-sister to Michaela, who made $651,000. A half-sister to Odds On St. Lucy, who made $241,000. Interestingly enough, all the horses in this lineage have sold for over $100,000. The second dam, Worldly Treasure, created Captain Treacherous and JM's Final Treasure.
So looked like didn't catch the final price
there. 180,
180, 170 for 180. So there you go. And hip number 85, the last one we'll talk about here for a moment before we just take another timeout, is going to be Jotted Down Kentucky Eligible Bay Filly by Jim Pansy out of Ineffable by Cantab Hall. Second dam is Jolene. There's Venerable on the page. So the first dam here, a half sister to Venerable, who we saw her first full go through the ring tonight and bring $575,000.
Book update tonight on Inexpressible. This was a Commonwealth champion as well now. So sold for $325,000 in Lexington last year. Clearly, the update is going to help this filly out a little bit as they approach $200,000.
All right, so we'll see where this one ends up, and then we are going to step aside for a moment, continue with coverage as we'll just take you right inside the sales ring here at Fasig-Tipton. Big crowd on hand. You really can't tell on that shot of the horses in the ring, but I did take a walk at one point in there, and there was not a lot of empty seats as you'd expect on night number 1 for the Lexington Select Sale. We'll step aside, continuing on with this live coverage. Primetime Racing presents the Lexington Select Yearling Sale, brought to you by Preferred Equine and Harness Racing Update.
Cash by Super Sire Muscle Hill, first full of a $250,000 winning mare. Vet certificate April 9th of this year. Removed a fragment from both hocks.
200. I need to get in a better get two where. I need to get in a better get 25. Thank you. Now 50. Yeah, 50. Better get now 75. Here we get in a better get 75. That's 75. Look at this gold right here, boys. Get in here. We get 75. Here we get 50. Now 75. That's 75. Here we get 5. Here we get a better get in a better 75. Here we get a better get in a better 75. Now 100. That's 75 and 100. Now 25. 100 back here. Down 25. At 125. It better get 5 to be. We get now 25. 25, 125, thank you, now 50, now 50, 35, 35, 50, at 150, 150, 75, 75, at 150, 160, you can do that, 150's back here in the bag now, 150, 160, at 150, 160, how do you get out of the bag, get that money's in the bag now, 150 back here, down 60, at 160, we get out of the bag, in the middle of the bag, get in, get down 60, anybody else, 160,000, 150, 160, at 150, 155, I'll do that for you, 155, here we go, at 150, 155, anybody get 5, 5, here we get out of 5, all done and a half, anybody else, 155,000, 155, he's done, thank him, 155 and a half. In the back, 150,000.
Hip number 87, consigned by Hunterton Sales Agency agent Louis Kronos. New Jersey and Kentucky eligible bay colt by Wallner out of Julie Bourbon by Bold Eagle. By Wallner, second leading sire on the all-age sire list among trotters this year. Nearly $9 million in earnings. First living foal of the mare.
Oh, thank you. And we get about here. We get in about 100. We get out of the middle of the band. Get in about 100. We get 25 now. 50. Yeah, 50. We get down 25 now. 50 now. 75 now. 75. That's 75. That's you now. 75. 75. 50 bid now. 75 now. 75. Here we get out of the band. Get 75 in the now. 75 at 50,000. And now 75. You did not make it. 75. 50. 75. Yes, 75. Here we get out of 75. Here we get out of the band. Who gets 60? 50. 60. $60,000. $70,000. $70,000. $70,000. $80,000. $80,000. 80,000. $80,000. $90,000. $90,000. $100,000. Now $100,000. Now 100. At 100. Now 100. Now they're waking up. 100,000. Here we get out of 100 bid. Now 100. Now 100. Here we get out of the band. 100. Now 10. Now 10. At 100. Now 110. Here we go. He is a racy looking colt, boys. Get in. Help yourself. 100. 110. Got 100,000, 10, 20, 110, 20. I think we get out of the 20, 30. We get in about 30 to bid 30, 120, 30, 130, 140. Anybody get 40? We get out of the in the middle of the band. Get anybody get 40? We get 140, 130. Don't miss it for that kind of money. 130, 40, 50, 150, at 140, 150. We get anybody get 50. We get out of the in the middle of the band. Get everybody get 100 and a half, 150. At 140 on one man in the back, 150 on the other man. He's out. 140, 50, 60, 150, 160. At 160, 160. At 150, 160. Here we get out of the get now go 150, 160. Yes or no? Here he comes. 150,000. We do 160 and a half. And about 60, 70, 160, 170, 170, 170, 160, 170. Here he comes. 160, 170. Yes or no? 170. 6. Thank you. In the back. 160,000.
Hip number 88, consigned by Anvil and Lace Farm agent Mufasa GV, New York and Kentucky. Eligible bay colt by Chapter 7 out of Katie's Lucky Day by Uncle Peter. Chapter 7, the sire of 9 millionaires now. Here's the first full of a Grade 1 winning 150 record, $500,000 winning first down.
Would you look at this colt? My goodness sakes. I give it 88. The hip number. I give it 200. 200 down 2. Yeah, 2. We get out of the band again. 25. And now 50. But 25. 50. 25. Got to be 50. We get out of the band. Get in 50. We do 25. We get 35. Now 50. Now 35. 50. 35 and now 50. You get on board now. We do 35. We get out of the band. Get in 50. We do 50. 50,000 here. We get out of 50 to bid now. 50. 50. We do 50. We do 50. We do 35. 50. 35. We do 50 here. We get out of the band. 50. We do now 60. We do now 75. 75. It's 75 now. 75. Catch up now. 75. It's 75 now. 75. 75. 75. It's 75. 75. 85. 85. 85. At 85 now 100. 85 at 100. At 100 now 100 here. We get out of the band. Middle of the band, everybody give 85 and 100. At 100,000 now 100 to be now 100 to be 90, 100. I get 90,000, 95. You do that now 5 now 100, 95 and 100. At 95 and 100. That's where you ought to start at 100 now 10. At 100 now 10, 10, 10. We get out of the band, get anybody get 110, 100, 110. At 100,000 now 110. Here we get out of the band in the middle of the band, get anybody get 110, 110. All done. 100. Anybody give 105? 105. I hate to do this on this good colt. Hip number 88. 100, 15. Money's in the back. 100,000. We give 105,000. All done. 100, 15 and a half. In the back. 100,000.
Hip number 89, consigned by Springhaven Farm Agent Stonebridge Suave. Ohio eligible bake colt by Down by the Seaside. Out of Kendall J by Better's Delight. Down by the Seaside, number 1. Juvenile sire among all pacing sires this year. 2-year-olds winning nearly $3 million. Here's the half-brother, 3-quarter brother to Stonebridge Helios.
Look here, would you? How do you get anybody 200? How do you get anybody get 2? To get anybody get 2? 202. Well, I got 25 now. 50. How do you get anybody get 50? We get 25. 50. 25 going to be 50. We get Alabama in the middle of the band. Anybody get 50? We get 25. We get 50 to bid now. 50, 25, 35. 35, 35, 35, 45, 55, 55, 55. Yacht in the back. 55. 55 down. 55. Here we get 65. Here we get Alabama. Anybody get 65. 75. 75. 75. 75. 75. 75. 70. 85. 90. Now 100. Now 100,000. Now 100. At 100. Now 100. Here we get anybody give 100 to bid. Here we get anybody give 100. Now 100. Now 100. Now 10. Now 10. At 100. 110. Now 10 to be 10. Here we get Alabama in the middle of the band. Yacht in the back, boys. Here is some kind of coat. 100's up here on Josh. Give me 110 back there. 100, 110. At 100, now 110. Here we get everybody get 10, 10, 5, 10. Nope, I got it already. 1-5. Now y'all taking too long back there. 110, 15, 15, 20, 125, 125. Everybody get 5, a bit 5, 5, 5. At 125. Everybody get 5. Here we get everybody get 5, 30, 130. At 125, 130. Everybody get 30. We get Alabama in the middle of the band. 130. Stay right in there. 125. He's an eyeful. 125, 130. Here we go. 125. Everybody get 130. 130. All done. You done in the back? 130, 120. Thank you. Up front, Josh. 125 to the right. Thank you.
Hip number 90, consigned by Crawford Farms LLC, Annabella, New York and Kentucky eligible bay filly by Chapter 7 out of Beltissimo by Trixton, out of a first dam that won a Chapter 7 filly, out of a first dam that won over $500,000. First full of the mare. Vet certificate for the filly in the ring says July 17 of this year. The filly was presented for bilateral hind fetlock arthroscopy for removal of osteochondral fragment surgery routine. The prognosis for an athletic career, excellent.
All right, thank you. And we get about here. We get anybody get 300. And here we get anybody get 3. We get 3. We get who got 200? Now 200 down 2. 202. Well, I got 50. And now 100. Now 50. Now 100. 50. Now 100. 100. We get anybody get 100. We get Alabama in the middle of the line. Get anybody get 100. We get 50. We get 75. 75. It's 75. 75. 75. That's 75. We get Alabama. Get anybody get 75. And we get 50,000 now 75,000. We get 75. Where? 50,000 now 75. 75. 75. That's 75. Now 100. Now 100. 100. Now 25. Now 25. Now 50. Now 150. At 150. 100 and a half. Here we get everybody get 50. We get 25, 50, at 150, 150, we get 75, down 75, 75, 75, that's 75, now 2, down 2, down 2, 2, now 2, down 200, here we get anybody get 2 to bit here, we get anybody get 2 here, now 25, 25, 200 up front, boys, got to be 225 back there, Mike's in, 200, now 25, anybody get 25, here we get anybody get 5, get 25, 200, 225, 200, now 25, here we get all done, down we go now, 200, down 25, 25, 25, she's the goods, 200, 225, you want to get 25 back there, thank you, 200, down 25, get everybody get all done at half, last call, 225, and Mike, $200,000 right over there. Thank you. Here's Justin.
Hip number 91 is Sin. Here's a Pennsylvania and Kentucky eligible colt by the great Sweet Lou. A Sweet Lou from Lockbridge, 52-1 record daughter of Captain Treacherous, that made almost $170,000. First full from that half-sister to the Millionaire Bedroom Confessions. Also under that second dam, a nice update to Light Up the World, now with over $173,000.
Emily Gaskin joins us now. And Emily,
right,
earlier today, some really exciting news. The 2027 Breeders' Crown was announced. It's coming to the Red Mile. How did that come about, and how excited are you?
Very excited, Jamie. Obviously very nervous as well. I know what goes into planning a Breeders' Crown, but no, very excited, and a lot of hard work, as with anything, bringing an event like the Breeders' Crown to a venue like the Red Mile. So there was a lot of planning, and it feels like it's been a while to get to this point. So it feels good to finally announce it and celebrate, and look forward to what we have in store for 2027. And like I said, a lot of planning and a lot of things that need to happen, but we're really looking forward to it, and grateful for the opportunity.
And an amazing venue, of course, is the Red Mile, Kentucky, everything, Lexington, just a phenomenal horse central. What is your role with the Red Mile? You're kind of everywhere and involved in everything, but specifically with that track.
Yeah, so I'm very appreciative and very thankful to be everywhere, including with my primetime racing fam. So appreciate you guys and all that you do. But yeah, so I came on last year as the director of sponsorships for the Red Mile and got my feet feet wet there, and I've taken on a little larger role within racing, working a little more on the marketing side of things and with racing operations and things. So, like I said, taking on quite a bit, but very thankful for the opportunity. It's an absolute pleasure to work for an organization like the Red Mile, and as you touched on, working in a place like Kentucky is really a dream come true for a horse girl like me. It's one of those things that racing is cool, and it's cool in Kentucky, and it's fun to be a part of it. So I'm really thankful for the opportunity. Like I said, doing a little bit of everything, and we're doing our best, but I think the sky's the limit, and the future's really bright, so we're really looking forward to it.
And let's rewind, the future. We're so excited for the Breeders' Crown to come here in a couple years, but rewind a little bit. How did you get on this side? I stole Emily's mic. Usually she gets to hold it, and more comfortable that way. But how did you get on this side of the industry?
Yeah, like I said, thankful for the opportunity, and I enjoy my handicapping duties and enjoy being in front of the microphone, but it's fun to be on the operational side of things as well. So a few years ago, I obviously have 2 kids, and I wanted to take a little bit of a step back from that day-to-day grind of handicapping and, talking about racing 24/7. So I took a slight step back and was approached about an opportunity at the Red Mile, and, they've got a little bit of a shorter meet, and the schedule just worked a little better for my family, and so I'm thankful for the opportunity. Obviously, as you well know, kids, they're only little once, so you want to enjoy it and take it all in, but it's important for me to stay active in the industry as well. That's important to me, and so it was a great opportunity. So I took a little bit of a step. It's a transition, as with anything. It's been a little bit of a transition, and trying to figure out when to shut up and when to keep talking, but nonetheless, like I said, I'm thankful for the opportunity, and yeah, it was just me kind of taking a little bit of a step back and working a little more behind the scenes than in front of the camera, and it's been a welcomed transition for me, and I appreciate, like I said, the opportunity to still get out and be seen and get away from my mommy duties every once in a great while.
And I talked to Kenny earlier from Kentuckiana, and he was talking about, how Kentucky racing is growing and how much work has been put into it. How have you seen in just your short time here the change?
Yeah, it's been a lot of hard work, like we said, and there's been a lot of great people behind the scenes, from the ownership group at the Red Mile to guys like Kenny Jackson, the Kentucky Harness Horsemen's Association. It's been a labor of love for them, and it's really been truly refreshing to see. As with anything, I'm working very closely right now with a guy by the name of Damon Thayer. He's a retired state senator for the state of Kentucky, and he's a true champion for horse racing. He's working in a lot of different places, but he's just one of those guys that loves racing, and it's been a true pleasure to work with him and really see the rise of Kentucky, because like you said, this is a place that's second to none, and so to have a program and an opportunity for horsemen to race their horses in a state like Kentucky is truly second to none. You really can't compare it to anywhere else in the world. So it's a really exciting time in Kentucky, and like you said, a lot of hard work, and a lot of people put a lot of work in behind the scenes, and we're thankful for where we're at.
Now, more on the fun side, enjoying the festivities tonight. A little bit off, I put her a little bit to work here. But how's the sale? Are you excited? They just sold one for $1 million. Like, how fantastic is that?
Yeah, it really is. It's a true sign of the industry. My dad always says that, the sale is a direct lifeblood of the industry. And so, but the sale time is so fun. Everyone's excited. They think they're buying the next champion. And I say think, but we all think, right? Yeah. Going out of here that you've got the next champion. So the sale time in and of itself is an exciting time. But like you said, the program, and I really think the industry, is healthy, and people are excited. And, we just, excuse the pun, but really need to harness that and go along with it. So it's fun. It's an exciting time, and there's nothing like the opening night of the sale in Lexington. So I'm happy to be here.
Thanks for joining us here, and we are so excited, hopefully, to be back in 2027.
I was going to say, I'll see you in 2027. Curtis, this is your unofficial contract that Primetime Racing will be covering the Breeders' Crown in 2027 at the Red Mile.
Well, you heard it here first. We're so happy to be a part of the Lexington Select Sale here at Fasig-Tipton, and it's been a phenomenal night. So thanks for joining us here.
Thanks so much for having me, and like I said, look forward to seeing everyone in Lexington 2027.
150, 150, but 25, but 50, but 50, but 25, but whoa, I got 125, 50, now 75, 175, money's on the back, 150, 175, 150, but 75, now 2, 225, here 2, dear down, look at 25, but 50, here 250, but 50, but 50, but 50, but 25, but 50, but 75, here now 3, but 3, 3, 3, but 3, dear, but 3, dear, but 3, 3, but 3, but 3, now 25, here 3, dear, but 25, but 3, dear, but 25, but down 50, 350, but 25, but 50, 75, 375, but 75, but 75, but 75, but 75, but 75, 4, 375, but 4, 25, but 40 down, look at 25, 40 down, look at 25, but 25, 50, 450, but 50, but 50, but 50, but 50, but 5, but 500, 450, now 5, but 5, 5, 5, but 5, 5, 5, but 5, 450 bid, now 7, now 5, now 50, 550, but 5 in the back, 550, 550, but have down there, but 5, but 5, but 525, 5 very down 25, that's spots going, got to be 525, you want in, 5 in the back, 525, 525, down 50, but 50, but 50, but 25, but 50, 550, but 50, but 50, but down 75, 75, but 75, now 600, down 600, 600, do it, 600, now 50, 650, do it. 650, but 6 here, but 50, but 50, but 50, but 50, but 50, but 30, but 6 here, down, 25, 50, 25, but 50, but 25, but 50, but 50, but 50, but 25, but 50, 25, but 50, 75, but 75, but 30, but 6, 75, 7, 7 here, but 30, but 7, but 7, but 7, but 7 here, down, 7, and now 50, but 750, but 50 here, but 30, but 50, 750, but 50, but 30, but 50, 800, 850, down 8, but 30, down, but 7 and a half, 8 here, down 8, but at a very down, look at it now 50, 850, but at a very but get half here, but get half here, but get half here, but get 850, 50, 50, 50, 50, 850, but at a very down, look at it, all surely 9, 850, now 900, down to get him to get 9, 900, down to get him to get 9, but at a very down, look at him to get 9 here, but get 9 here, but at a very 850 bid, 900's all, 850 down 9, but at a very down, but give 9, say down, give 9, give 9, give 9 all through, 850 down to get him to get 9 here, but at a very down 9, now give $1 million. Just give $1 million and shut the door. 900 bid against you, $1 million to do it. $1 million, first one there. You bet, million, 900, give it $1 million, $8 million here, but at a period down, 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 $1 million, 950, but again, they're on the phone, I'll give them a second, 950, $1 million to bid, $1 million to bid, $1 million to bid, $1 million to bid, even to get down, but at a period down, but at a million, how about 54, I go, 950, awful close, oh, come this close to heaven and trip at the gate down, 950, 950, 950, 950, 950, all in, all done, thank you, 9 here, 950, 9 here, but again, 950, now have, in the back, 900,000. Thank you.
Hip number 95 is Midwind, a Love Story. Ontario and Kentucky eligible filly. Here's one from the second crop of the world champion. Fastest harness horse ever, the great Bulldog Hanover, from a Captain Treacherous mare in Love for Sale. So here's a Bulldog, half-sister. It's a love thing. 48-2, winner over $1 million. The mother of Captain Treacherous, half-sister to the world champion. See you at Peelers.
Yeah, man. How about you? But get down, set up there. But at the very, but get down, look at down, look at down, 2, 2, 2, but get 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 2, but at the very, but get 2, 2, 2, down, look at down, pawn, but at the very, but get 25, but get 10, 25, 8, 10, here, 25, but get 10, but get 25, but get 25, but get 10, 25, 8, 35, but at the very, but get 35, but at 50, but get 60, 850, 60, 75, but get 75, but at the very, but get 75, 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 all through, 85, but at the very, 85, 85, 85, 85, down 100, down 10, 810, 10, 25, but get 125, 35, but get 135, 125, but at the very, but get 35, but at the very, but get 35, 50, 135, but at 50, but get 50, but get 50, DC took the lead, 135, 150, 150, 60, even to get down, 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 60, 850, 60, 75, 175, but at the very, but get 75, 175, but at the very, but get 75, but get 75, but get 60, but get 160, but get 75, but at the very, but get 75, but get 75, 85, 875, 85, here comes 185, now 200, even to get in 2, 2, 2, even to get in 2, 2, 2, even to get 2 now, 202, 2, 2 down there, but at the very, give me that 200, now 10, now 2, now 10, now 210, John 210, he didn't back it there, get 210, I'll get you in there, 210, 10, 10, 10, even to get down, to get down, to get down, 10, 10, 10, even to get down, to get down, to get down, 210, 10, 10, but to get 10 here, all through, 210, all in, all done, yes or no, 210, we go, 200, nope, you're out, 210, right here, 200,000, give it to Josh, 200,000.
Hip number 96, temperamental New Jersey and Kentucky eligible filly, a Muscle Hill filly from an Andover Hall mare, the stakes winning Love of Muffin, 52-4. She made over $180,000, and this is just the second to fall from that three-quarter sister to the Damasig Sour, 49-3, $1,000,001.
All right. Take it. Have a cherry. David get down. Head of it. David get down. But on a palm bomb. But a period. But get on. But get on. But get 50. But get 50. But get 25. 35. 825. But a period. But get 35. But get 35. But get 35. But get 35. But get 25. 35. 50. 835. But a 50. 60. 75. But get 75. But a period. But get 75. 85. But a period. But get 85. But a period. But a period. I'm on a palm bomb. Down the get down one. 8 down 125. 125. But a period. But get 125. 1 here down the get down 25. But a period. But get 125. 125. 50. 50. 50. Down 75. 150. But get 75. But a period. But get 60. 75. 75, but at a very limited 75, 85, 85, 2, 2, 2, but get 2, 2, 2, but get 2 down, 85, but at a very limited 2, 10, but get 10, 10, 10, but get 2, 10, 8, 2, down, look at them, 10, 10, down, look at them, 2, but get 10, 25, 8, 2, 25, but at a very limited 25, but get 25, but get 35, but get 35, but get 35, 8, 2, 35, but at a very limited 35, but get 35, but get 35, but get 25, but get 35, 8, 25, but at a very limited 35 down there, but get 35, but get 50, but get 50, but get 60, 75, but get 75, he's down now, 75, down 3, down 3, but get 3, 3, but get 3, 3, but get 3, but get 3, but get 3, 25, 8, 3, here, but get 25, you're out back there, 8, 3, here, but get 25, but talk to me, 325, 3's up front, 325, down 50, but get 50, but get 50, but get 50, but get 50, 350, 8, 50, but at a very, but get 50, but get 50, but get 75, 8, 350, but get 75, but get 75, but get 50, but get 75, all through back there, 350, but get 75, but get 75, down 4, but at a very, but get 4, 4, 4, but at a very, but get 4 now, 440, but get down, get 40, but get 40, but get 4, 85, down 4, 85, but at a but get 85, 4, but at a very 85, 4, but at a very, but get 4 here, buddies up front, down 25, 40 here, down, look at down, 410, 410, 410, now 25. 425 back there. 10, 25. Better get 10, better get 25, better get 30, better get 25, better get 25, 35. 8, 35, better get 30, better get 35, better get 30, better get 35, better get 30, better get 35, better get 35, better get 50. 8, 450, better get 30, better get 50, better get 50, better get 50, better get 60. 8, 460, better get down, 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 60, better get 60, better get 60, better get down, get down, 450, better get 60. One more time, I'll get you a little spaghetti. I'll buy dinner. Come on, 460, 75, 60, 75, 60, 75 back there. Whew, now 500. I'm off the hook. 500, 500, 85. Better get him 475, 85, 485. Better get 85. Better get 85. Better get 85. Better get 85. Better get 75, 85. All in, all done. Thank you, sir. 75, 85. Better get 75. Better get 85. But I have in the back 475,000. Thank you.
Hip number 97 is Lunado. This is a Pennsylvania eligible colt with a leading money winning pacing center in North America, Sweet Lou. From the great Lucy's Pearls, she made over $341,000. So, folks, this is a full brother to a pair in 50, 5 better than 55, including the Breeders' Crown winning filly. My girl EJ, she made $1.5 million. This is a full brother in the ring to the Little Brown Jug winning Lou's Pearlman, 47-4. He made almost $1.3 million. And the two-year-old full brother, Generational Wealth, now has a beaten time of 151-1. First time a full from this great mare's ever been offered at public auction.
Yeah, bet. How much here? David get down, head of it, David get 200. It's here down 2, but at a very limited 2, David get 2, but at a very limited down, but at a very limited but get 25, 25, 50, 8, 25, but at a very limited 25, but get 50, but get 50, but at a very limited 25, but at 50, 8, 25, but at 50, but get 50, but get 50, but at a very limited 25, but at 35, but get 35, but get 35, dude. 35, but at a very limited 35, but get 35, but get 50, but get 50, but get 50, 35 bid, down 50, hit it, get 50. Hey, watch your back here, 35, 50, 8, 35, but at 40, but at a very limited down 35, but at 40, but at a very limited 40, but get 40, but get 40, but get 40, but get 50, but get 50, but get 50, 60, 8, 50, 60, 60, 75, but get 60, but get 75, 75, but at a very limited 75, but get 75, but get 75, but get 60, but get 75, 75, 85, 85, 85, 85, but at a period 85, yeah, 1, but at a period 1, down 10, here, down 10, 10, 10, but get 110, 8, 110, but get down, get down, get down, 10, 10, down, get down, get down, 1 here, but get 10, 8, down 10, 25, but get 10 here, 25, but at a period, but get 50, 8, now, but at 25, but at 50, but get 50, but get 50, but get 50, but at a period, but get down 25, but at 35, 8, 35, but at a period, get 35, 135, 135, down 50, 150, but at a period, down 50, 60, 850, 160, but get down, 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 60, but get down, done, 150, 160, but get down, get down, get down, get down, get down, get down, 60, but get 60, but get 60, 150, 160, but get down 70, but get down 170, 160, but get 70, but at a very now 80, but at a very but get down 70, 80, 170, but at a very down to get down 80, but at a very now get a day, all in, all done, but get down 180, 170, down 80, down 80, down 80, all in, all done, 170, 80, 180, but at a very down to get down 80, but get 80, but get 80, but get 80, but get all through, 170, 180, one's in, one's out, you'd let me know, 170, 180, 170 here down to get down 80, but at a very 170, 180, down and 170, 180, in the back, 170,000.
Hip number 98 is Deadline, Pennsylvania and Kentucky eligible colt. Here is an Always Be Mickey by the great Always Be Mickey from a Sun Beach Somewhere mare with a 51-4 record, a beaten time better than 50. So here, folks, is a half brother to the New Jersey Star Stake final winning Be Perfect BG. 150-1 this year at 2, a winner of over 121,000.
Yeah, but have a charity, but get down, set a bit, but a period, but get on pot here, but get font here, but a period, but a 50, but get 50, but get 50, but get 25, but a period, but get 10, 20, 8, 10 here, sure, 10, 20, but a period, but get 20, but get 20, but get 20, shoot at company, 8, 10 here, 20, but a period, 10 here, 20 here, 20 here, 20 here, but a period, but get down, 10, 20, 8, 10 here, guess not, but get down, 10, but get 20, hit it, but go, see, but get down, 10, but get 15, 8, down 20, down 5, 20 in the back, 25, but a 5 yard here, 8, 20, but get 5, but a period, but get 5, no, I was talking something else, 25, 8, 20, you're good, hit it, get down 20, 20's in the back, and down 5, and down 5, and down 5. 825, but at a pair getting touchy. 25, 30. 825, but at a pair, but at 30, but at 30, but at 30, but at 5, but at a pair, 35. 830, but at 5, 5, but at 5, 5, but at 5, 5, but at 30, but at 5, but at 30, but at 5, 30, but at 5, 30, but at 5, all through. 830, but at 5, 5, but at 2, 5. 32, 32, but at 5, but at 2 in the back. Throws his idea. 32, 35, 32, but at 5, you're out of front. 32, 35, 5, 5, but at a pair, but at 2 down there, but at 5, but at 5, but at 5. 32, 35, but at 5, 5, but at 2 down there, but at 5 down there, but at 2, but at 5. 32, 35, 2, 2, 5, 5, 5, 5, 35, 32, but at 5. Thank you. 32, 35, everybody go. See, but get 2 deer, but get 5, 2 deer, but get 5, 2 deer, but get 5 and a half. Hit it back, 32,000.
99 is Captain Kangaroo, Pennsylvania, and Kentucky eligible colt. A Captain Treacherous from Maddie Terror Girl. She had a record of 50-1, beaten time better than that, made over $300,000. She's already got a pair in 53, and the mother of the colt coming into the ring is a full sister to the world champion winner of $1 million for Drop the Ball. OCDs from both Hawks.
Yeah, man, have a charity, but get down, set a bit, but at a period, but get down, pom, but at a period, but get down, pom, but get pom, but get pom, but get pom, but at a period, but get 25, but at a period, but get down, but at 10, 25, 35, 8, 35, but at a period, but get 35, but at a period, but get 35, but get 35, but get 50, but get 50, but get 50, but at a period, but get down 35, but at 50, 50, 50, 35, 50, 35, but at a 50, but at a period, but get 50, but get 50, but at a period, but get down 35, but at a 35, but at a 40, 35, but at a 40, down 50, down 60, but get down 60, 8 down 50, down 60, down 75, 860, but get 75, but get 75, but get 75, but get 60, but get 75, but at a pair, give it down 70, 60 on ball and 70 on the other, 70,000, all in on done. It's 70, 65, now 70, now 70, now 5, but at a period, 85, but at a period, but get 85, it's 75, 85, 85, 95, but at a period, but get 95, but at a period, but get 95, 95, 95, 95, but at a period, but get 95, but get 5, 5, but get 5, 5, but get 95, but at a period, give me down 90, 85, 90, but at a period, down 9, down 5, 890, but get 5, 90, but get 5, 90, but get 5, 5, but get 5, 5, but get 5, 5, but get 90, but get 500, 895, bomb, but at a period, down, give, one, save, one, bid, one, deal, one, pair, 895, but at a one, saw, but at a period, but get 95, thank you, 95, but at a palm, but get 95, but at a pond, 95, but at a pond, 95, at a pond, 95, at a pond, and a half, market it back, 95,000.
Hip number 100 is Country Hill, New Jersey and Kentucky eligible colt. A Muscle Hill from a Cantab Hall mare and May Carp. She made almost $300,000. Just the second foal from a Cantab, half sister to the brilliant filly Alista Hanover. She now has over 910,000 OCD from the right hind fetlock.
All right, have a charity, but get down, set a bit, but at a period, but get down, but at a bomb, but at a period, but get pond here, but get pond here, but get 50, but get 50, but get 50, but at a period, but get 25, but at a period, but get 10, 25, hit 10 here, 25, but at a period, but get 10 here, but get 25, but at a period, but get 25, but get 25, but get 25, but get 10 here, but get 25, 8, 10 here, but get down, but get down, sure, here, but get down 10, but get 20 though, 8, 10 here, 20, 20, 20, 20, but at a period, but get 20 down there, but get 10, but get down, but at 15, 8, 10 a bit, 15, 20, 8, 15 down 20, down 5, but at a period, but get 5, 5, 5, but at 5, but at 5, but at 20, but get 5 down, 8 down 2, 5, but get 2 down there, but at a period, but get 2 down there, but at 5, but at 5, but at 5, but at 5, 8, 5 down 30, but at a period, 30 down 5, 8, 30, but get 5, but at a period, you way back, 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, 8 down 40, down 5, but at a period, but get 45, but get 5, but get 5, but at a period, but get 40, but get 5, 5, 5, but at 5, 8, 40, but get 5, 5, 5, 50, but at a period, but get 50, but get 50, but get 50, 45, but at 50, down, down, 50, but get 5, down, you get 5 as well. Thank you. Now 60, and now 60. 55, 60, 60, 60. Do now. Now 5, now 65, now 70, 65, now 70. Guys came at the same time. 65, 70, 65, 70, 80. But at a period, I'm going to go down 70, 80. 870 here, but at a period, I'm going to go down 80. But at a period, I'm going to get a day, 90. But at a period, I'm going to 90. 80 here, down 90. But at a period, I'm going to get 90. Give 90, give 90, give 90. Down 100, down 100, down, but at a 1. 890, down 1. But at a period, I'm going to get 1, but at a period, I'm going to get 90. But at a 1 down. 890, but at a 1, 90, but at a 1, 90, but at a 1, even to get 95, but to get 95, but to get 95. Thank you. Now 100, 895, 100. Even to get down to get 100. Even to get down to get 100. but a very down down 10, 810, 110, even to get down 10, even to get down 10, 810, 110 on there, but a diamond, 10, 820, but a very even to get 10, 20, 30, 130, but a very even to get down 30, but a 30, but a 30, but a very even to get down 120, but a 30, but 30, but 30, but 30, 130, Holly done 120, but again to get down 30, 40, 140, 50, even to get down 50, 850, but a very even to get 50, but a 50, but a 50, but a 50, but a very even to get down 50, 850, 150, Holly done 140, 150, 140, 150, diamond, 40, but a 50, $100 half, hit it back, 140,000.
Hip number 101 is Dave the Bartender, New York eligible colt. Here's a Chapter 7 leading money-winning trotting sire again this year from a Muscle Hill mare. Just a second foal from a Muscle Hill daughter of the $4 million winning Be a Magician. Now the first foal from the mare, the 2-year-old full brother AI, just won the New York Sire Stake final, that 2-year-old, now with a record of 54 and over 330,000 2-year-old dollars.
Yep, man. Have a charity, but a good ounce, had a bit here, but a very limited upon here, but a good here, but a very limited 50, but a 50, but a 50, but a very limited ounce, but a very limited 10, 5, 10, 8, 5 to bid, 10 to bid. Got you there, but a 5, but a 10, but a very limited 5 here, but a 10 here, 8, 5 here down, look at them, 10, but a 5, but a very limited 7, but a 7, but a 7 down dar, a down 5, a down 7, a down 7, a down 7, a down 7 down dar, but a 7 here, 8, 5 here, but a very limited 7 to bid. Lines out, 8, 5, 7, 5 here, 7 to bid. Even to get down 7 down there, but a very limited 7 to go, but a 7 to go, but a 7 now, but a 5, 7, 8, 5 here, but a 7. That's right. Even to get down 5, but a 5. Tell me what he wants to do. 8, 5, but he wants to get 5 here down. Look at it. 2, 3, 8, 2 down 3. Now I guess even to get down 2, 3, but a never thought of it. 8, 2, 3, but a very 3, but a 3, but a very down, but a 3, 4. Even got it before you see 8, 3 down 4, down 4, down 5, but a 5, but a 5, but a 5, 8, 6. Even to get down, get down 6 here, but get down 5, but down, get down 6 here, and down 5, down 8. Even to get down 6, 8. Even to get 8 down 8 here down 8, but a very limited get down 10. Even to get down 10, even to get 10, even to get 10. 8 here down 10, but a very limited 9, 10. Even to get 9 here, but a very 9, 10. 8 down to bid, 10 to bid, 10 to bid, 10 to bid, 10 to bid, but a very limited 9 here, but a 10 all. 8 down here, but a 10 down here, but a 10, 10, but a 10, 10, but a all in on but a 9 here down 10. And now 11, but a very, but a 10 to the back, 11 to bid, 11 to bid. You're out in front. 8, 10 here, but a 11 to go, 11 to go, 11 to go, 11 to go, 10 here, but a 11 to bid, 10 here, but a 11 to bid. All through. 8, 10 here, but a 11, 10 here, but a 11, 10 here, but a 11 will have. Hit it back, 10,000. Thank you.
102 is Whitney, a New Jersey and Kentucky eligible filly, a Muscle Hill filly. First foal from a Walner, half-sister to Ariana G. The great mare, 150 and 2. The Muscle Hill mare that made almost $2.5 million and was a world champion.
It might have a charity, but a down 10, but a very limited. Oh, good grief. How much here? But a 200. 8 2 down 2, but a very limited 2 down. Look at him. Look at him. But a 50, but a 50, but a 25, 50. 8 25, but a very limited 50, but a 50, but a 25, but a 35, 35, 50, but a 50, but a 60, 75. 8 60, but a 75, but a very limited 75, but a 75, but a 75, but a 60, but a 75. 8 60, but a 75, 85, 85. Hit it down 10. 8 75, 85, but a very down. Look at him. Look at 85, 55, 85, 85, 85, 85, but a very down. Look at him. Look at him. 75, 85, 85. Y'all through. 8 75. Won't be back. 85, 85 on down 100. And now 100 down 10. Even to get down. Look at him, 10, 110, you see, 810, 10, 110, 25, but a 125, but a 125, 125, but a very down, look at him, one here, but a 125, 110, 25, 10 to the back, 125, but a 125, 125, 35, but a 35, but a 50, 135, 50, but a 50, but a 60, even to get down, look at down, 60, 850, 160, down 75, 175, but a very, but a 75, but a 75, but a 60, but a 75, hit it out, 85, 85, but a very 85, but a 185, 185, 185, 185, but at a very down, look at it, 175 in the back. How about 180, sir? 180. We're under the money here. 180. 180. 180. One time dude. Down 90. Thank you, sir. And even to get 80, but at a very, but to get 90, but at a very down, look at 80, 90. 190, but at a very down, look at him, look at 90, but at a very down, look at him, look at 80, 90. 190, but at a very down, get it 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 down. 180, 190, but at a very 180, 190. Josh is in at 180. 190 back there. 190. Yes, no? Now 200. Now you're off the hook, sir. 200, 200, 200, 200. Even to get in 2. He was just helping. 190 now 2. 190 now 2. Well, we appreciate you. 190, 200,000. Anybody else? Even to get down 190, but to get 2, but to get 2, but to get 190, but to get 3, but to get 2, but to get 2, but to have. Hit it back. Down 2, down 10. I've got it in the back at 2. Got to be 210. 210. Down 20. In the back, 210, 220, 220. All through. I have 10 here, 20 have. 210, 20 I have. Sold her. 210,000 in the back. 210,000. Thank you both.
103 is Benissimo, a New Jersey and Maryland fund eligible colt by Walner. A Walner from a Father Patrick mare that had a 52 and 2 record in Molto Benet. This is the first horse colt from the mare Now the full sister, the 2-year-old full sister, Molto Grande, now has a record of 153 and for the Pizza Dolce family.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Head of the air, bit of the period, bit of the pop, bit of the period, bit of the here, bit of the here, bit of the 50, bit of the 50, bit of the 10, 20. Hit here down, look at 20, bit of the 20, bit of the period, bit of the 10 here, bit of the 20, bit of the 30, bit of the 30, bit of the 30, bit of the 20 down there, bit of the 30, 825, 5, 30, 35, bit of the 30, bit of the 5, 30, bit of the 5, bit of the period, bit of the 30, bit of the 5, bit of the 5, bit of the 5, bit of the 5, bit of the 35, 40, Lucy 40, 840, bit of the period, bit of the 40, bit of the 40, bit of the 5, 840, bit of the 5, 40, bit of the 5, 40, bit of the 5, 40, bit of the 5, but he's up here, 45, 50, 845, bit of the 50, bit of the down 5, 850, down 5, bit of the period, bit of the down 50, bit of the 5, 5, bit of the 5, 5, bit of the 50, bit of the 5 down, 850, bit of the period, bit of the 5, 5, bit of the 50, bit of the 5, bit of the period, bit of the 50, bit of the 5, 5, 5, bit of the 5, 5, 5, 850, tear down 5, bit of the 5, 5, bit of the 50, bit of the 5, bit of the 5, 50, bit of the 5, yes sir, 50's up here, 55, 55, 55, 55, bit of the period, bit of the 5, 5, 5, bit of the 50, bit of the 5, bit of the period, bit of the 50, bit of the 5, 50, bit of the 5, 5, under the money here, Ed, one more time for me, will you please?
Yeah, a Walner from a good father, Patrick Mare. First horse coat from the mare, 3/4 sister, now with a record of 53 and 4.
55 is off. 50 on AC. 55 you want in here. 55. Bit of the period. Bit of 50. Bit of 5. Bit of the period. Bit of 5. 5. Bit of 50. Bit of 5. 50. Bit of 5. 50. Bit of 5. On it. 50. Bit of 5. 50. Bit of 5. 5. Bit of 50. Bit of 5. 50. Bit of 5. 50. Bit of 5. Bit of 5. EC 50,000. Thank you.
104 is Saffron Station, Pennsylvania and Kentucky eligible filly. Captain Treacherous filly from a well-said mare, just the second foal from the mare. Charlotte Station now with over 44,000. The mother, a well-said half-sister to the big stakes winner of $1,000,001 Southwind Aussie.
All right, here we go. Here we go down. Head of the air, but of the very, here we go down. Look at him. Bye-bye. Here we go down 200. Here to 2. Here we go down. Look at him. Look at him. 2. Here we go 2. Here we go 1. But of the very, here we go 50. Here we go 50. Here we go 10, 25, 35, 825. But of the very, here we go down 35. But of the 35. But of the 35, 50. 35. Have that already. 50. I'll get you in. 40, 50. 850. Come 50. Down. Look at him. Look at him. 50. But 50. 60. Go 50. Head down 60. Down 60. Down 70. Here we go down. Look at him. Look at him. 70. 80. Down 90. But of the very down. Look at it. Now 1. Look at him. Look at him. But of the very down. Look at him. Look at him. Give 1. 890. But of the very, here we go 1 here. But give 1 here. 10, 10. You're on front. 810. 110. 110. 20. 810. Here we go down. Look at him. Look at him. 20. But of the very 30. But 30. But of the very down. Look at him. Look at him. 130. 130. But of the very, but of the 20. But 30. But of the very down. 30. 40. 140. But of the very 50. Here we go down. Look at him. Look at him. 50. 60. 850. 75. But again, look at him. 60. But 75. 85. 185. But of the very down. Look at him. Look at 85. 85. 85. 85. 85. 85. 85. Dude. 185. 75 at the back. 85. 200. And now 2. Got to be 2. Here we go in. Get in. 200. Here 2. 2. 2. 2. Got to be 2. 185. 200. 185. 200. 200. And look at it. Give 90. Bring him up. 185. 190. 185. 190. But at the period, but at 85. But at 90. But at the period, but money's all in the back. You tell me which one. 185. 190. 185. 190. Down 200. Here we go down 2. 2. 2. Here we go down 2 down there. But at the period, but go down 2. 190. But at the period, but 2. There. But 2. Thanks, sir. 190. But 5. 190. But 5. Anybody else? Here down. But 5. 5. 5. 195. Now 2. Here we go down. Look at there. 95. 2. 195. Right enough. Give 200,000. 195. 2. Money's on the back. 95. Down 2. Down 2. Give me that 2. 2. 2. 2. Here we go down 2. 2. 2. Here we go down. Look at 95. But 2. We tried. 195. 2. 195. 2. But I have. Hit it back. 195,000.
105 is out. Hip number 105 is an out. 105's out. 106 is the Gilded League, a New Jersey eligible filly by Walner. This is the first foal from a Sebastian K. mare and Nick's level stuff. She was a serious stakes winner of over $850,000. First foal from that half-sister to the world champion $1,000,001 winning Take All Comers.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
All right, everybody. We're back here on the desk at the 2025 Lexington Selected Yearling Sale. I was going to say night 1 of the Lexington Selected Yearling Sale. That's right. First night. Kind of getting into the final stages here now. 106 is in the ring. 121 will be our final horse this evening. But let's talk about hip number 94, Turtle Dove. This was the one I had pegged as my pick to be the session topper. Going to come up just short, but it's hard to say just short when a horse brings $900,000. First of all, I want to give a big shout out though to Preferred Equine Harness Racing Update for helping put this all together for us here at Primetime Racing to bring you this coverage of the Lexington Selected Yearling Sale. Just trying to add a little something to it in the viewing experience. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If you are, please let us know. We'd love to hear that feedback. And if there's anything you want to hear tomorrow, because we are going to be back tomorrow, and we were just talking about that, Mike. It's going to be a long day tomorrow, so hey, we're looking for any suggestions, and if there's anyone you want to hear from, let us know. A lot of prominent folks in the harness racing community are here today. But hip number 94, Turtle Dove. There's not a whole lot left to say here other than this was one that we thought could press to be the topper here tonight. And it was funny because we were standing here watching, and it was kind of a slow burn in the terms of
Right.
the bidding. But at the end of the day, I think everyone knew this is one of the best horses in the sale. It's going to bring close to $1 million, and it's an owner who's won almost everything in this sport who's going to secure HIP 94.
Yeah, Jeff Snyder and the SRF Stables and another Hunterton sales agency. They're having a great night here at the Lexington Selected Yearling Sale. And, good for Jeff Snyder and the SRF Stable and those guys. You had this horse pegged. And I got to ask because, you read pedigrees. You do a lot of the sales, not just in the U.S. but up in Canada as well. And, while I look at these things from a handicapping perspective, from a sales perspective, you never really know what a horse is going to bring. What kind of brought you into this horse to make you think this could be the sales topper of the night?
Well, what I go back to was her second dam, Cedar Dove, and watching her race for Noel Daly. I was a big fan of that horse. I just thought, the way she performed out on the track, at times I don't know if she necessarily got the respect as the top filly for a little bit, but as the seasons went along, it's the old saying, the cream rises to the top. And then when Dove's Cry comes in and, just a talented filly, raced as an aged mare and continued to win. The only thing I had a little hesitation on is sometimes folks will hold off on those horses that race a little longer into their career, and then they move into that next career as a broodmare. For her, I think she raced until she was 6, and never did anything wrong. She just always showed up. She was a double millionaire. And I just thought, the way this one looked, if you go watch the video, it's impressive. And then just talking to a few folks when I got here, they mentioned a couple who had said they saw her come out, but there was so many people there already looking. They're like, I don't have a chance at this, so they just kind of went the other way. But, yeah, that's where it comes back to, and again, it was a Walner. So Turtle Dove brings $900,000. Jeff Snyder and SRF, as you mentioned, will secure. The next horse that went through the ring's an interesting one. It was a horse by the name of Midwind Love Story for Peninsula Farm. This is Ontario and Kentucky eligible. Bulldog Hanover, who's a half-sister to It's a Love Thing. She was one of the best 3-year-old pacing fillies in the sport last season. She won the Fan Hanover. She won the Jerry Silverman Memorial at the Meadowlands. Standout locally back in Ontario, so I watched her an awful lot. Her unique story was that she was missing an eye. She had just one eye, but she had so much heart, and what was impressive about watching her race was that she didn't mind a first-up grind. It was almost better. It really didn't matter. She didn't need to necessarily get that perfect trip, or you didn't have to roll her. She didn't mind a little fight, and that's obviously a great quality in a horse. And here's a Bulldog Hanover half-sister who brings $200,000, bought by Determination, Serge Godin. So this is another horse that's going to go back to Ontario. Ontario, Kentucky eligible, but knowing the way that the Blay farm, Luke Blay, works, probably going to get every chance to start off in Ontario and see where that one stands up. And I'm excited to see because, again, It's a Love Thing was a fun horse to watch. That was just a couple of the horses that went through the sales ring over the last little bit, Michael, and we're now at HIP number 107. I don't know if there's anything else that's kind of caught your eye in the last little bit.
Well, I'm looking at some of the Lexington Selected sales results, and I'm looking at the sales summary, and, there's been 42 trotting colts, $6.2 million.
Yep.
31 trotting fillies, $8.6 million. So, like you said earlier this evening, the trotting fillies are where it's at. The average is $278,774, and it's actually updated a little bit after number 98. So, so updated figures, but we're up over or close to $20 million in sales. That's just incredible for a first night.
Yeah, and we'll have to see where that ends up ranking. I had the numbers here just a moment ago. Just take me a couple seconds to bring up here. Let's see. Night one, because this is something I thought they could maybe push. Night one last year, $22.2 million. Actually, the last 2 years, $22.2 million. 117 sold last year. A couple years ago, 121 sold. I think we've got this board ready, and the guys are going to bring it up. It was $23 million in 2022. That is the record. So we will see if maybe that gets pushed. But that being said, it's just those trotting fillies. And the way that this catalog was stacked with the horses that were entered in the sale, the way that they were able to kind of front-load it with those trotting fillies, those Walners, those Chapter 7s, clearly by design to get those kind of results here on night number one.
Yeah, absolutely. And you called it from the beginning, the trotting fillies were going to bring a lot of money. The trotting colts have done really well. And interestingly enough, the pacing fillies have actually done very well as well. There's only been 11, but we've sold at $2 million worth for an average sale of $182,909. And, that's interesting in its own right. And some of the pacing fillies are bringing in some really big money as well. So, as we take a look at hip number 108 here, this is Power Sting, the New Jersey and Kentucky eligible. Brittany Farms Perfect Sting. This is the first yearling out of the dam. The second dam, Michelle's Power, Max Jackpot, Lexus Power. You've got another filly pacer here who could potentially bring some good money.
Yeah, and Perfect Sting hasn't necessarily really hit a home run yet as a stallion, but we know what he was capable of on the racetrack and out of a Captain Treacherous mare first full. It's kind of the night one effect anyways. You have a horse selling here, you're probably, as long as the horse looks good and kind of has the features that those would look for in terms of conformation, size, they're probably going to fetch some good coin. And right now, $127,000. This is what I get a kick out of, actually. If you kind of track the way that the bidding goes, on a night like tonight, they really don't mind just running you up by 5s and 10s. And as they should on it like tonight. These are premier horses. When you get into a little later in the sale and you're grinding for every last penny and you want to go by the thousands, I get it. But there's one, $127,000, which probably tells me somebody in their bidding decided when it was sitting at 125 went, 127. Like, this is where they start to get a little tighter, and understandably so. Everyone's got their own budget.
Keep your hand down, because
we're good back here.
Keep your hand down.
Are you
sure?
Here.
Because the guys over there could see us.
Oh, yeah.
We don't want to tip our hand.
That's all right. A little tip of the cap. 109 in the ring now. And tell you a nice little story here. If you go back, on the fourth dam is Cameron Hall. And when we talk about $1 million horses at sales, Cameron Hall sold as I think it was a 2-year-old at a Meadowlands Tattersall sale for $1.1 million.
Okay.
Back in 2001.
Okay.
I was not really, I was around, but I don't really remember. But I know that was a big standout that was the case. It's in the fourth dam, and it's kind of deep-rooted in this family, but kind of something unique to know that back in 2001, we had $1 million standardbred at a public auction.
Listen, those fun facts are like the Hollywood Hayden of the breeding stuff, right? And I mean that, right? Like, those fun facts are kind of what brings this all together and culminates as we see this would sell for $125,000. Hip number 10 is up next, and you've got the fact here. Oh boy, he's got the notes. I love it.
It was 2-year-old trotting filly Cameron Hall, $1 million back in December of 2001. So there you go.
I graduated high school in 2006, so I was probably, 13 years old. It was what
I
we
was
were.
8.
No, come on. You're an 88 baby, aren't you?
No.
Come on. You're not this. You got to be the same age as me, right?
1993.
Oh, my goodness. Listen.
I don't know if you know what happened in 1993, but the Toronto Blue Jays won the World Series. And actually, producer Curtis let us know that the Montreal Canadiens won the Stanley Cup. That's not as much of an important fact to me, but the Blue Jays, the number 1 seed in the American League. So, okay, Blue Jays, let's play ball. We'll see what happens.
Our Guardians. Go Guards, okay?
Are they in the playoffs?
They are. Yeah, they're in the play. They won the AL Central.
That's only because the Tigers absolutely choked.
Come on. No. That's not why they got in. You want to know why they got in? Because the Rangers decided to walk a guy on to bases loaded and then intentionally hit somebody to let them score the winning run. So
there's your baseball chat as the wild card series begin tomorrow. And maybe we can update those tomorrow because there's 260 horses that'll be going through the ring. So we're
going to be interviewing Curtis and Pat and Bill, and we're going to have them all on the set at some point.
Curtis, you might not know this, Mike, but Curtis is the general manager of a pretty prolific softball slow pitch team back in Ontario. The Cujos Cubs lost in the semis. Good run this season. They were probably missing their star player though. That was the issue. So
it was who? You?
The star player.
Come on.
Left field.
What were you doing? Working at Woodbine or something?
I don't bring a lot to the team. I just keep the morale high. So we'll get her next season. Spring training's right around the corner.
Maybe tomorrow I'll tell you the story of how I tore my quad in a softball game. I made it to first base, but I tore my quad running to first base. So I got there safely.
Oh, that's all that matters. Hey. You weren't that guy that I don't know if you saw the clip where I think it's in like a company slow pitch game, and he charges home and just runs over the girl at home.
No.
That's when you're just doing
It was
too
a church
much.
league softball game.
Oh, okay.
Church league softball. Curtis is back here. He's like, what are these two goofuses talking
Well, he's
about?
talking in my ear. He really wants me to talk about his prowess as a goaltender, but we'll save that for tomorrow. All right, so hip number 111 is a half brother to Nijinsky, 3-year-old, a pacing colt of the year last year in Canada. And Nijinsky raced pretty well the other night. He's getting things back going. Started off the year really well and then got sidelined. I saw his trainer, Tony Beaton, walking by here not too long ago. Pirouette Hanover, she's a nice broodmare. She's had 6 winners. Nijinsky obviously being the top of those so far, $1 million winner. But here's a Captain Treacherous colt who's taking us towards $250,000.
Yeah, down by the water, down a little bit on the page here, has made $111,000. Has got a special place in my heart. This is a horse that's been racing in Ohio for the Scalacci stables. Actually saw the Scalaccis a little bit ago. Was sold for $110,000. Has been doing really well on the Ohio Sire Stakes circuit. This is a Pennsylvania and Maryland fund eligible, and it's an interesting dual breed here. You've got the Pennsylvania, which is going to be really tough, and you've got the Maryland races, which may not be anywhere near as tough. So, you've got your choices with Captain Cavalier with this one, and currently is up to $240,000. And for those who don't know, the Maryland fund races, there's some money to be had in Maryland.
Could scoot in with one if you kind of have that kind of talent, just to try and scoop the money. I don't imagine the locals would appreciate that too much, but hey, if you're eligible, you're eligible, and that's the case here with Captain Cavalier, who continues to go through the auction ring as we speak.
Up
Sitting
to
right now at $240,000.
$240,000 is, I think, where we'll end up.
The hammer comes down. Next one is interesting. 112 Country Plunge. This is going to be a New York, Kentucky eligible filly by Chapter 7 out of Plunge Blue Chip by Muscle Mass. So by the world champion Plunge Blue Chip, she took that sub 150 mark of 49.4. Actually, she was race time to 1.49.1. Just a standout world champion. And this is going to be her second foal. That first foal, Sunmar Pond, has done a nice job really on the racetrack. Useful enough horse, which obviously expectations were probably pretty high. But here's the second foal, another filly coming through. It's a Chapter 7 from a world champion first dam.
Sunmar Pond sold for $200,000 in the 2023 Lexington Selected Yearling Sale. As you said, the second yearling to sell out of the dam. It's made $109,000 with 5 wins at 2 and 3, including a winner of a leg of the Kindergarten Classic Series. I think the connections probably expected a little bit more out of Sunmar Pond, but the second dam produced a Splash Blue Chip as well for $474,000. So interesting breeding. You got to go all the way back to the fourth dam. You ready for this? Mr. Muscleman.
You know what Mr. Muscleman brought as a yearling?
Let's go with $15,000.
Even lower than that. I'd have to look it up. I want to say it's $4,000 or $6,000. And
no way.
I'm
really?
not get. I'm dead
Hang
serious.
on. Now we gotta see. Hold on. I got track it up.
You can look it up. Mine disconnected.
Mr. Muscleman.
4,000 or 6,000.
2,000.
2,000. See, I
2,000 at the Tattersall
much,
sale in Kentucky.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay. Brittany Farms bred, right?
No, the Spar J. Oh yes, Spar J Stables in the Brittany Farm.
There you go. And just
$2,000.
Isn't that crazy? And
That's
what did he finish his
amazing.
career? Triple millionaire, or did he get to 4?
No, he got $3.5 million.
Yeah.
3.5. Close enough.
Yeah,
Close enough to 4.
No, but 3.
Quadruple millionaire.
Not a big deal.
No. It is.
Yeah.
That's
No,
a
I
very
know,
big
that's,
deal. $2,000,
exactly.
and I mean that's amazing.
I know. Isn't that something? So, and that was Noel Daly, who obviously has been quite a part of tonight's festivities with that $1 million yearling. Trained him and had just an incredible career. Hip number 113, Down by the Sea. And this was one that on the pacing side was certainly one of the standouts when you looked at a page. This is the Down by the Seaside colt out of Precocious Beauty by Art Major. Precocious Beauty, of course, is the dam of Tall Dark Stranger, the dam patch North America Cup winner. Made over $2 million. So here's a half brother to Tall Dark Stranger. Not to mention, this is the family of sports writer Prescient Beauty, who's a real standout broodmare. This is just a real deep, one of the best pacing families we've got in the game right now. And here's it down by the seat side, so an Ohio eligible.
Small correction here. The horse is listed as a Ridgeling.
Okay.
Now, so actually, I just saw that come up on the television monitors here. So, average price for Precocious Beauty, $315,000. Tall Dark Stranger sold for $330,000. No real surprise here that we're approaching $200,000. A lot of the horses that sell for Precocious Beauty seem to sell for a lot of money, and for good reason. I mean, she's a very good producer. Tall Dark Stranger was a Dan Patch O'Brien 2-year-old. You've got Beauty on the Beach. She's made $540,000. Total Stranger made $231,000 with victories in a couple of Grade 3 events. And you go back to the second dam, you've got Sports Writer, which, I mean, listen, you know a lot about Sports Writer. Yep. So this family is a very big producer as this Ridgeling approaches $300,000.
Let's see where this one ends up here. And 275 is where the hammer's going to fall. So hip number 114 is going to be next, and this is going to be Seven Donzadeo, Bay Colt by Chapter 7, out of Prima Donna Deo by Trixton. Another Chapter 7, this time a colt. The New York scene, you got to be able to get around a half-mile track, so that's something I immediately start to look for to see if that is in the family. First foal from that Trixton first dam, who did a lot of her racing in New Jersey at a track that no longer is operating, that being Freehold, so there is your half-mile pedigree in this family.
Yeah, this is a trio eligible horse.
Yes.
You've got New York, Kentucky, and the New Jersey Standardbred Development Fund eligible. The third dam, Sweet Spell of Success, made $206,000. The whole litany here, the whole progeny of this family has been really good in the state of New York. And like you said, you got to be able to get over a half-mile track in New York. What I like about hip number 114 is the price continues to climb. It's the first foal out of the dam, but it's also Kentucky eligible. So if the half-mile track thing doesn't work out, you can always go to the Meadowlands. You can bring her here to the Red Mile and see what happens.
All right, we'll see where this one does end up. The next one's really intriguing to me, and we'll get to that in a second. But this Chapter 7 colt at the moment is approaching $200,000. This Chapter 7 and Walner, no surprise, just leading the charge on the trotting side.
It's funny, I was telling Pat Woods earlier this afternoon, there were about 10 at the end that I really liked. And some of these are sold very well, considering they were the back half of this program. This one's going to go for $210,000 currently, as the bidding is stopped for just a moment, while they try to figure some things out. But, some of these horses at the back end of this, at the catalog for the first night, some really nice horses.
Absolutely, and that's you got to stay right through. And that'll be the same thing tomorrow and right through the rest of the week is you got to do your homework, come prepared. And sometimes you can hope that maybe at the start of a session or the end of a session, maybe some of them just don't hang around, some folks, and maybe you find some. Night one's a little tougher because I think everyone really, for the most part, sticks it out and they've got everything circled. But $220,000, that's going to be the price here on hip number 114. Here's 115 now, and if you want to talk about prominent families here and active families, I think that's very important when you're talking the yearling game. An active family, because here's a 3/4 brother to Go Dog Go, who just this past Saturday won the Bluegrass very impressively here at the Red Mile. When he's on, he's maybe as good as there is in that 3-year-old colt trot division. He's had some pretty good performances over a couple of years. He certainly loves it on the red clay at the Red Mile. So a 3/4 brother to Go Dog Go. And the dam is a full sister to Mission Brief and Tactical Landing. So this is quite the family. And I didn't mention yet, the sire, by the way, is Father Patrick.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. The average for primary target is $140,000. The bidding has started off a little bit slow for this colt, but Emissary sold for $275,000. Interestingly enough, Hanger 1 sold for $350,000. It's really not done much of anything, so to speak. So, the progeny is there, the family is there, everything is there to say that this colt is going to be a good one. We'll see what the sales price is.
All right, we'll see where this one ends up. We do have a board that we're going to bring up in a moment, looking at the leading 2-year-old sires here for 2025. Producer Curtis wants us to finish this one off. Then we're going to bring that up.
Curtis likes to give instructions back
maybe
there.
Tomorrow we'll get him right on the mic, and he can just chime in all day long.
That would be great.
He's always got lots to say. Curtis, it's not as fun for the viewer if they can't hear what you're saying. So
he's got a camera. See, hold on. There's a camera back there looking at him. Hey, hang on. Can we get a live shot of Curtis? Is that possible?
We actually should.
Hold on. He should go back. Hold on. Wait. Put the camera back. Hold on. We're gonna get a live shot here of producer Curtis acting like he's working.
Aaron.
There he is.
There.
There he is. There's the guy. Curtis acting like there's Pat Woods and, right there.
Job.
So we're getting them all on camera.
All right. So hit 115. Drops at 190.
190.
All right, let's bring up that board now.
I was going to say, what are you looking for? There's a TV right in front of us. Man. Here comes the board.
All right, so this is something that we pulled together a little bit earlier today, just looking at those top 2-year-old sires for this season. Captain Corey, I'm not sure how many Captain Corys we even saw tonight. That's actually a great question. And Captain Corey is really coming into style at the moment. In fact, I was told yesterday by someone about how much a share in Captain Corey sold for recently. And that was on the heels of, it wasn't going for nearly that, almost doubled in the last little bit. So Captain Corey leading all 2-year-old trotters when it comes to the top sires, 2.8 million earnings, Chapter 7, 2.6. In range, you mentioned his success in Ohio, 2.3, then Wallner, Tactical Inn.
Just one Captain Corey tonight.
And I think they're going to be very popular over the next few days as they start to emerge. I mean, taking a quick look, I'd imagine we're going to get a few more of them selling tomorrow.
Hip number 65 sold for $150,000 tonight.
Yeah,
That's a Captain Corey out of Felicity Shagwell.
Yeah, well, there you go, Felicity Shagwell. So I'm looking 5 or 6 Colts selling tomorrow, a few Phillies. So Captain Corey will come onto the page tomorrow. There's the average, by the way, and that number on the right side of your screen, that's going to be the amount of starters they've had from the number that was in that crop. So in range has had 56 out of 83 have at least qualified. I do believe that's how they pull that number. And then you see right there, Chapter 7, 66 for 98. And Captain Corey, 79 of them getting to the races or at least getting going. And that's notable for sure. I think we got the Pacers as well. Why don't we bring that up, guys? And we'll take a look right now. Down by the Seaside leading the charge. Now, you have to... I think the caveat here is the average is probably the most important thing potentially to look at because of Sire Stakes programs. And, hey, kudos to the Buckeye State because they got a healthy program right now. So down by the Seaside, racking up the earnings. Sweet Lou, Cattle Wash, standouts in their respective jurisdictions. Huntsville, actually getting quite a wide range there. You got Ohio, Pennsylvania, Ontario, New York, then to Captain Treacherous. But there's the average, and Sweet Lou is leading the pack just by a little bit over down by the Seaside, and then Huntsville. So we haven't heard a whole lot from a sire like Huntsville here. And that's something just to keep in mind. At the end of the day, everyone's looking for home run horses here on night number 1, but there's a lot of folks out there that are just looking for real good racehorses.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and there's strength in numbers, right? I mean, down by the Seaside, there's been 121 of those versus, say, Sweet Lou, where there's only been 93, right? But, I mean, it's great to see a sire like Huntsville kind of show up on this list. A sire maybe that we haven't really looked at or thought of. Some of these new sires that we, first crop sires or, sires that, that we didn't think would do much, they're doing a whole lot.
Well, I'm going to throw something else to our guys behind the scene. Do we have any more boards that we have not shown tonight? Okay,
let's see.
Why don't we bring one more up here? And I think this last board was last year's sale topper.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, actually this was the top buyer last year. It was Andrew Harris. We'll have some more statistics on that to really share tomorrow, but Andrew Harris led the charge. He was the agent for Bill Pollock, of course, Bruce Arman, and their group there. They've really put quite the investment into the sport, and you need owners like that in the game, and you truly appreciate them. But last year, 15 horses totaling more than $5 million, and there was their leading buys going viral and Icefall. And I'd imagine when you're talking about those horses, when you're paying that kind of money, you're giving them all the time in the world to try and let them develop. I knew we had one more board, by the way. This was the sale topper last year. This was Rainy Hanover. Ken Jacobs purchased this one. First full out of the Hambletonian champion, Ramona Hill, brought $925,000. So we topped that this year. We get back to the $1 million mark. with hip number 70 here this evening, Déjeuner. But last year there was your sail topper, Rainey Hanover, who I think's got a few starts under her belt.
Yeah, was fourth in the Bluegrass in her most recent start. Has made $56,791 for trainer Tony Alania. Has been racing the Commonwealth Series. Was third in that $138,000 championship 2 starts ago.
And again, though, a filly who is out of a Hambletonian winner, and a filly that beat the boys. So when she has her first foal, that'll be one we'll probably be sitting here talking about. Hip number 118 in the ring. That means we've only got 3 more to go after this. And right when we are done, I do believe we're going to have David Reed standing by with Heather Vitale. I think that's right. I can see Curtis giving me the nod.
They'll close it out for us.
Yep, I see Heather over there. She'll catch up with David Reed just to kind of summarize and recap how everything went tonight. And then we'll be back tomorrow to talk about day number 2 and see what goes on, and probably have a few storylines that emerge from tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And, hip number 120 is one of the ones I thought would bring the most tonight. So I'm anxious to see what 120 will bring. But hip number 119 coming out now. This is locked. New Jersey and Maryland Fund eligible. Another Walner out of Ready to Rock, 2024. The horse Muscle Ready sold in the Blooded Horse sale for just $7,000. Hasn't really done much as of yet, but the second dam Are You Ready produced Blenheim, who made over $500,000.
And that second dam, one heck of a producer, 100% producer, 12 foals, 12 winners. That's
incredible.
That's incredible. That's outstanding. Blenheim, like you said, was a top earner. Remember that horse racing back at Mohawk and Woodbine. And there's just a lot of nice racehorses in that family. And it's a Walner, so of course it's getting lots of looks. Locked is in the ring. So you said 120. Tell us a little bit about that one.
So Barnabas Blue Chip, it's a Chapter 7 crossed with Muscles Yankee. The mare Religulous average is about 100,000 or so, but this is a really, really nice kind of prodigy, so to speak, right? Doesn't always bring a whole lot of money, but the second dam produced Kathy Parker and Masculine Hill, who combined for over $500,000. Just a really good bloodline, just in general. I really liked Justice, who made $428,000. What I liked about this family is that you can spend a little and make a lot, and that's the way it is seemed with this family. And I think that this one is going to bring some money tonight. I'm hoping for 150, 200,000.
Okay.
We'll see.
Maybe we should. That would have been kind of fun. We should have put a little wager on that.
We should have. You take the over. You take the over or under. What do you think?
What'd you say?
150.
That's it?
150,000. Over or under?
Chapter 7. Under.
You take the under. Okay, so we'll see where we come. But it's good to kind of watch these things. Judging by the way the bidding has started, it's going to be way under. But
now I'm pulling up the video here just to take a quick look.
He's getting, he wants to take a look.
No, I'm not changing. But nothing against this.
It's a nice looking horse, Chapter 7, right? Maybe a little small, but
I wasn't gonna say it. You did.
No, but I could see it in the video. I mean, looking at it on the screen here, it's a little tough. But looking at it on the video screen here, there's the stable.ca. I wonder how much Anthony spent tonight. 3?
Hey.
Just 3? Okay.
All right. One horse to go. 50,000.
50,000
is going to
okay,
bring.
we'll take it.
Here's hip number 121, Queen of Spades, Deo to wrap things off. Second dam's the world champion, Queen Serene. First dam, Princess Deo. She had a mark of 52-2 as a 3-year-old, made over $400,000. This is going to be her third full comes to the ring. And we cap it off with a Chapter 7 filly, just fitting that we're wrapping it up with a trotting filly here at night 1.
Princess Deo averages $270,000 in 2023. The first yearling, Destiny Deo, sold for $460,000 in Lexington. No black type there, so no real stakes races won. But Royal Flush is racing and has sold for $80,000 in 2024. Like you said, there's a lot of really good breeding in hip number 121, who's probably going to be close to or over that $125,000, $130,000 range.
Well, that's going to wrap up tonight's action here on night number 1. We will, I've been told that Heather is standing by with Dave Reed, which means as soon as this is done, the last horse is sold, and one that he is a part of selling here, we're going to be able to catch up with him.
110,000.
All right. So there goes the final horse out of the ring for tonight, and night number 1 is complete. Lexington Selected Yearling Sale. If you head to the Lexington Selected Yearling Sale website, you'll have an opportunity to look at the full results, see who the purchases were as well. You can take a look at a lot of those summaries, those statistics, stuff we'll be talking about tomorrow a little more in depth. All right, Heather's already with Dave. Let's send it over that way.
Sales manager and director of operations, David Reed with me. I love opening night. There's just so much energy. Let's start there.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy. The building was actually jam-packed and beautiful weather, and people came out early, and we just got done literally just now, and there's still a lot of buzz around the building. So happy to be back here. It's always exciting. Lexington's great. Lexington experience is in full force tonight for sure.
Started out with a bang. I think it was hip number 4 went for $800,000. We had a $900,000 one, $1 million. I mean, and so many high-priced yearlings.
Yeah, especially the Trotting Fillies, and so happy to see Mrs. Key, right? God bless her, right? So, you know, she's designed her program. She's sticking to it. I think she's doing great, and I couldn't wish her nothing but the best. And you know, she had a great team over there, and the farm does a good job, and their farm manager, and got Noel and whatever. So very happy to see that. And then, you know, Trotting Fillies. Listen, we talk about it all the time, but the youth and the pedigrees and the reinvesting and whatever, and you see the fillies, you know, hold their value, residual value, and it's coming through again, and it comes through year after year. So very happy to see that. And listen, it was an exciting night, and there was a few dips, like there always is, and it goes back to you got to work the grounds, right? So people go out there and they shop and look around, and there's going to be pockets, and I've been saying that for year after year after year, and maybe one of these days someone will listen to me, because if you do your work and you be prepared, you might be able to find a horse like a night like tonight. Might be able to find one for 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, or 100,000 that slips through the cracks. Timing of it, positioning of it, people might be waiting on another horse. So, you know, listen, a lot of energy around here, as you can see. Last horse just got done, and we're out of here by 11 o'clock. So, you know, it was a good night overall.
I know it's super early, but numbers-wise, do we know if averages were up? I mean, you're running around more than I'm running around. There's a lot to take in.
Just knocked down. I don't know how I'm supposed to figure out the averages, but coming into it, it felt pretty. No, listen, you sell a horse for $1 million. Last year we sold one for $950 or something like that, right? So on a comparison basis, I would say they're probably going to be pretty similar year over year. Last year we grossed $22 million. I think we're maybe 22 and change, and tonight I think we're going to probably around $22 million. So it feels like it's going to be pretty even, and you know, we're a little heavier trotters, you know, which is what it is, fact of the matter. And listen, I think for the first night, the consignors seem generally happy, and here again, we just got done, and I'm not even ready yet, but I'll try to research it when you take a commercial break.
Well, we're actually wrapping it up, and hey, we'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock for a day 2 session.
Yeah, 1 o'clock, and we start with the charity breedings, which is always a great cause. The Breeders' Crown Challenge is going to be, I think there's 5 or 6 in the catalog, and we have a nice supplement, Captain Corey breeding as well. That's going to be offered tomorrow. So it's a great charity. You know, Manny Hamiltonian Society and Marvin Katz and those guys have raised a lot of money over the charities. Goes to the local charities where the Breeders' Crown is going to be hosted. So it's a great cause, and they're good stallions, and it's an opportunity to buy one, and it's a good way to start off tomorrow for sure.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Hey, back to you guys.
It's a wrap.
Bingo, that's a wrap. And he couldn't have said it any better myself. Thanks so much, Dave, for that and that good summary of tonight's festivities and previewing tomorrow again as we start off with that benefit auction for the Breeders' Crown Charity Challenge. That all gets underway at 1 p.m. We will likely be up a little bit earlier as we're going to have a little bit of coverage from the Breeders' Crown Charity Challenge cocktail reception, as there'll be some remarks made by some dignitaries as well as a special presentation leading in to the benefit auction. And as soon as that's done, we start with day number 2. Michael, your final thoughts for tonight?
I got to tell you, it was great. We had $1 million purchase. We almost had $2 million purchases tonight. And great pick, by the way, on number 94. So close, but I got to give it to you, man. 900,000, not bad.
Just like picking horses in the races, always finishing second. But yeah, a lot of fun. $1 million yearling Dejanay. That filly leads the charge after night number 1. For Michael Carter, for Heather Vitale, Jamie McDonald, Curtis McDonald behind the scene, Cam Chick, and there's a lot of other people. Aaron on graphics, and if I forgot anyone, I'll shout you out tomorrow. Thanks so much for tuning in. This was Primetime Racing's coverage of the Lexington Selected Yearling Sale, brought to you by Preferred Equine and Harness Racing Update. We'll see you tomorrow.
Harness Racing Update covers the sport from all the angles, with news, opinion, features, photography, and the most comprehensive racing, breeding, and sales stories in the game from around the globe. It's all delivered by a deep, diverse, and talented team of writers and photographers. Plus, HRU's popular Twos in Training series on YouTube gives you the first look at the stars of tomorrow. And the best news? It's all free. Subscribe to HRU today for free at harnessracingupdate.com.
Preferred Equine Online has proven time and time again to be the industry's online provider, selling the highest priced horses in all categories online, including racehorses, broodmares, yearlings, weanlings, and stallion shares. Full service, trusted and transparent. Contact Preferred for your online sales needs at www.preferredequineonline.com.